Well, welcome. How is everybody doing today? My name is Taylor Thompson, and I want to welcome you to our Millionaire Training Book Club. So as you're coming on, please say hello. We're coming across live on multiple platforms here that we have here in Facebook. So want to be able to say hi to each and every one of you as you come on. And we've got Brian. Hello, Brian. Let's go, he says. I love it. So as you're coming on, please chime in, say hi. We want to speak to you personally. My name is Taylor Thompson. This is our Millionaire Training Book Club, and we got some special guests that I cannot wait for you to hear from them and hear their stories and hear what's happening with them in their business. And as you see, I don't have my little partner in crime here today. So Mr. Larry Thompson, and so some of you have known, like, he's been going through a health journey or a health challenge. And so we kind of had a big week with our deep dives that we had here inside of our academy. And if you don't know about the deep dives, we will certainly be sharing those with you, but kind of a little maybe overdid it this week. And so I was like, it's okay. They understand, but we're going to come on and do the book club and celebrate what's happened this last week. We had an incredible deep dive. And as you guys are coming on, okay, I just have to do a little housekeeping here. Make sure when you're coming on, look, I know this is Kelly from New Zealand, but Kelly, make sure that you allow, there's a little link up there with StreamYard in the body that allows you to say, okay, see your name. So just click them and give them permission for you to say hello. And so we can see your name, because I want to be able to see your name. So hello, Marianne from Ireland. We got some Irish in the house today. Hello, Tom. We got New Zealand in the house today. Wow, look at all these flags we've got. Anders, I want to have you on the book club. Welcome, Sweden. Glad you're here today. And Miss Christine from the UK, formerly one of our guests. I'm glad to have you here on today. So let's talk about this. Oh, and hello, Cheryl. Boy, we got all these Irish. We got Irish in the house. I love that. And let's see. Again, hello. Thank you for the wishes for Larry. I will definitely make sure that he sees that. And also, hello, Ellen. Welcome, Canada. Glad you guys are on. Wow, it would be so great if we had some more represent from the U.S. All of you across the pond, all of you in our in the upper Americas, you guys are catching this drift and seeing what the magic of about what we have with the ABC approach, the academy that we have, our Wealth Building Academy. We have our Wealth Building Academy, which is our wealthbuilding.com. And then we have the Millionaire Training. So if you haven't been to the Millionaire Training and you haven't purchased your book, please at least go to the millionairetraining.com and get a free chapter of how to employ yourself. But I just want to talk a little bit today and talk about, like, inside the body. It says, okay, your habits equal what? Right? Your habits equal what? If you know the answer, please pop in. Please say what you believe that is, because if you've read the book and you've been inside the book club, you probably already know the answer, but I would love to be able to know who knows the answer to that. Your habits equal what? Hey, Peter, welcome. Can't find StreamYard. Okay, there's a link up above. There's a link up above in the body, and I don't know, you may have to do this afterwards, after I post it. There is this link from StreamYard, and it's in the body right above where the video will be posted, that you can go there and see the link. Just click the link and it gives you permission so we can see your name, Facebook user. So hello, Peter. And here we go. That's right, Michelle. You nailed it. Habits equal your income. Habits equal your income. And so it's very interesting, because I was actually on a training call that I did. It was a generic training call that one of my friends invited me to be on as a special guest. And it was very, one of the people that came on to this live event that we did, They were asking questions about their business. They were asking questions like, he had been through a health challenge. He had been through, he had to quit his job. And he was just like, he was basically saying, I'm just lazy. I'm just lazy, and I just can't do, I'm just not doing my job. I'm just not doing it every single day. And every day I wake up and then I get through the day, and then, nothing really happens. And so we kind of really dived into that a little bit. And I thought, wow, this is such a relevant subject matter, because so many times as distributors, we get into the day, we get into, we start our day off and we think we have the best of intentions. And then before you know it, the kids get sick, the dog gets sick, somebody calls, somebody derails the conversation, somebody derails your intention from you doing your business for that day, because you started off with the best of intentions, but for whatever reason, you got derailed from doing what you thought you were going to be doing. And how easy that can be, right? Because we all have life and we all have life circumstances. And so whenever I was talking, hello, Miki, hello. Oh, good evening from Spain. Okay, well, I see you're traveling. I love that. So whenever I was sharing with this gentleman, and I said, okay, I want you to think about, what are your habits been so far? What are your habits that you do whenever you get up? What is those things that are taking up your time? And one of the things as a distributor, it's really kind of looking at your day, looking at what you're doing throughout your day and evaluating, is this growing my business, or is it not growing my business? Is this part of my job description, or is it not? As the chapter says, are you employing yourself or not? And some of those times, some of those things, those habits creep in to what we do daily, and we don't even know that's a habit. And here's the thing: you can have good habits or you can have bad habits. Can you make a good habit? The answer is yes. Can you break a bad habit? The answer is yes. Can you trade one for one? The answer is yes. So I said, okay, this is, and I won't say this gentleman's name, but I will say, this is what I said. This is my challenge to you, because I think we've shared this before, but this is kind of the process that happens whenever you look at the book, whenever you look at, some of these concepts that are included inside of the book, right? Whenever we look at one of the chapters, it's called, the mental projector. Why is that important? Why is that important, and how does that play into habits? Well, because everything that you do, it starts with a thought, right? So if your thoughts are not right, if the film and the projector is not right, then the words that are on the film of life that come out from the thoughts are going to be wrong, right? It's good, bad, positive, and negative. And we talked about that last week on the book club. But what happens is what if your words are bad? Words create actions. Okay, good, bad. Is it building your business? Is it not building your business? Actions. What actions create habits? So this is where we're going to go. So if the thoughts are not right, and this is where I went with this gentleman here, because he said the first thing that came out of his mouth, and he said, I'm lazy. And I'm like, well, first thing, let's change that thought process, because what happened? He was thinking he was lazy. So he said he was lazy. So his words, and his actions were matching his words that matched his thoughts. So I said, well, the first thing that we want to do is we want to change the words. How do we change the words? We got to change the thought. And I said, so first of all, I want you to think differently about yourself. So you'll be talking differently about yourself and not saying I'm lazy, because that's not true. And I said, so the next thing that I would like to challenge you in your belief system, or challenge you in your mindset, is that how do you make a habit? How do you do something differently? You can't change what you don't confront. right? So if you're not doing your business, if you're not creating good habits, then how do you change that? You have to confront that. You have to self-evaluate. You have to look at that. You have to look at what you're doing every single day. So I was like, okay, so what are you doing? I said, so here's what I'm going to challenge you to do. I want to challenge you to take 2 hours out of your day. I want to say it's today, since this is already in the evening. I said, I want you to think about, okay, tomorrow I am from 12 to 2, I am going to work on my business. I am going to do my job description. I am going to talk to people about my product and my opportunity. I said, so let's just say you're going to say 12 to 2, right? And then after the end of the day, I want you to say, did I work from 12 to 2? Did I work from 12 to 1? Did I work from 12 to 12:30? Or did I work from 1 to 2? What did I do in that time frame? Now you look back and you reflect, okay, what did I accomplish? And now keep in mind that I'm dealing with him because he's got a health challenge, right? He's dealing with a health challenge. Maybe 2 hours, and I told him, I said, maybe 2 hours is too much for you. Well, maybe okay, you did it from 12 to 1, but you got winded, you got tired, you got whatever it is. Okay, so now what are you going to do with the next day? You're going to celebrate that win because you did it from 12 to 1. Now for the next day, you're going to say, okay, I'm based on my schedule the next day, I'm going to work from 12 to 1 again. Great. In that time frame, what are you going to do? How are you going to talk to people? How many people are you going to talk to? And what are you going to talk to them about? Right? Products and opportunity, service and opportunity, whatever the invitation is, because that's how we build our business. But I said, let's talk about that. If you started doing that every single day, and guys, this is where the challenge comes in for you, because everybody wants to look at it. I didn't do anything today. You want to look at it like the whole day is gone because you didn't spend the whole day building your business. And then what do? Then the next day, then you're beating yourself up because you didn't do what you were supposed to do the day before. Instead of changing the film, changing the words, changing the activity to create another habit. And that's all it is. It really is taking one discipline that will affect the next discipline on a daily basis. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. That's all there is into creating a different habit, right? And if you create that different habit, what happens if you do that consistently every single day? Guys, this is such a big thing, because I use this phrase, and it's like, big doors swing on small hinges. It's in the little things, and one discipline affects the next discipline. And if you start disciplining yourself just with 1 degree, right? We talk about this in the academy, just doing 1 degree. How much different would your business look in the next 30 days, in the next 60 days, in the next 90 days? Guys, if you want 22 to look different than 21, you got to do things differently, right? And we talked about that this week in the academy. So I love, love, love that. So I wanted to bring a couple of ladies on, and I want for you to hear from them and what's going on with them in their business. I'm super, super excited to have them as our special guest here today. So I'm going to bring up Miss Tammy Todd. Tammy, hello. How are you?
I'm doing great, Taylor. Thank you so much for having me on today. I am so in love with this whole concept. It's been a game changer for me. So my name is Tammy Todd, and I live in Huntington Beach, California. I'm originally from Michigan, and I just moved back to California in the last few months. So there's been a ton of stuff going on in my life.
Wow.
And I know there's always excuses, and I'm not allowing myself off the hook. But I'm also allowing myself some grace as I'm working through things to really implement all of this. I'm a health and a life coach. I'm a retired government employee. I work for the police and the fire department. So there's just a lot of things that I bring. And the only reason I'm sharing this is so that if anybody out there has any of those pieces, they can relate with me. So I want one of the biggest things, what you were talking about, habits and income and all of that stuff. And I have been working on adjusting my habits. As a life coach, I do a lot of the stuff that you talk about, but but I get in my own way a lot of times, especially when it comes to my business. With this business, I way overcomplicate it. And I know one of my favorite pieces from the academy recently, I just recently found it because I joined the academy and it was August. And I think the deep dive, usually when the deep dives are happening, I'm not at home. I'm usually traveling for something. So anyway, the first time I was in Idlewild, California, and at a conference for my boyfriend's work. So that was the first one. And I'm really just now starting to metabolize all of this stuff. My favorite training right now is in the bonuses of the academy. It's the Use Talk demo there, because it really hones in on get out of your own head, get out of your way, make it fun, make it simple, and stop overcomplicating it. So yesterday, I was talking with her.
I'm going to go back because I want everybody to really kind of know your story and your journey before you kind of got with us. So
Okay.
About like, how did you get into networking? You talked about, what your background, but how did you get introduced? How long have you been in networking?
So this current time, I've only been in since August. I started with the products that I'm using right now. Back in January, I was introduced to them by one of my good friends, and so I bought the kit, the pack, to feel better, to look younger, and all that stuff. So fast forward, as I'm moving and all the stuff is going on, the real reason I decided to join when I did was because I heard about the academy, and I'm like, I need that. But I also want to share too, I was in network marketing like 30 years ago, a long, long time ago. When
Wow.
I was married to my first husband, and I was actually doing pretty well with it. I ranked up pretty quick, and he said to me, either you get out of that or I divorce you. So I divorced. So I got out of it, and 6 months later, I divorced him. And I'm sharing that because I think that there's importance in, don't let somebody else force you to give up your dream because they can't see it. So either figure out a way to help bring them on board with what you're doing, or figure out a way to make your dream happen regardless.
Wow.
So,
wow.
yeah.
Just think about maybe where you would have been, like, because you got out, and then you haven't been in since starting like in January. So you were out that whole time.
Well, I did dabble in other ones, mainly because I like the products, not necessarily because I really wanted to share the business.
Yeah.
This time, when I first heard about you guys and this book and all of the stuff that you guys share and the concepts, this is a game changer. Like, I would get in my own way, and I've been in so many different trainings and different things that every time we go through a training, we put hurdles, not just roadblocks, but hurdles in our own way. So
Yes.
as I'm listening to the training and I'm going through the book and I'm really metabolizing all of this stuff, I'm really unlearning. I'm actually unlearning what I've learned to get out of my own way, to keep it fun, simple, and magical.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I was talking with a potential partner, and she was saying, "Oh, I really don't want to learn all of the stuff that you're learning." I said, no, you don't want to learn what I'm learning. Just keep it fun. Just share your experience. I don't want you to have to learn anything. You are enough exactly where you are. You don't need any additional stuff. I mean, you want to join the book club and you want to learn, like, you want to hear the things, but you want to keep it fun, simple, and magical. You don't need to learn all of the ingredients, and you don't need to know all of the scientific stuff, and you don't need to know all of that stuff, because that really hurts you. It doesn't help you.
Yeah.
So that it's been incredible, and I'm just loving this process. And I can't thank Margie enough for inviting me into this, because honestly, that's why I'm here today, being part of this book club. And I love the Friday book clubs because you hear from people all over the world that are doing exactly what I want to be doing. So I do want to share a little bit more about with when I first started. I was traveling, and I've been traveling, I think, since I started in August, and I've been on at least 3 trips since then. So, and I'm learning, and I'm metabolizing, and I'm getting out of my own way. I am sharing. I haven't been as good about doing my employ myself, the daily method of operations. So my new habits are changing. I'm really getting in tune with, especially after the deep dive this week, and listening over and over to that, the 6 pillars in that bonus section, because that one honestly has changed everything for me. And I'm doing blocks of time now. Instead of, if I don't have 2 hours, I'm taking 15 minutes and I'm reaching out to as many people as I can in that 15 minutes. And if I set a timer so that I actually am doing that, so that I reach out to at least 10 people a day, like that's my new daily method of operation. Instead of, like you said, if I had block time and I didn't do it, I was beating myself up.
Yes.
So smaller blocks, you can adjust them.
It's so good. I mean, that's such a nice, it's such a little thing, but it's such a big thing, because people, it's like, it's all, they sometimes make it all or nothing instead of, leveraging the time that you do have. It's all, because network marketing, I mean, for those of you who have heard like John Fleming, one of the, legends in our space that we work with, what we're dealing with now more than ever is, giving people the vision of how to use and leverage underutilized time. Underutilized time. And think about whenever people really evaluate the time that they do have and the time that they waste doing nothing that's could be productive, that could be income producing, and using it as a resource. No different than, we talk about this in the gig economy. So many people are learning how to leverage underutilized assets, right? For instance, there's in the gig, like one app that I have is like people, it's called that people are using their cars and their vehicles in their space, that if people needed to rent a car or have a car while they traveled or whatever, that they could rent somebody else's personal vehicle in the time frame. And so if you've got a nice car, you're leveraging an underutilized asset. It's like Airbnb. It's like, right? It's, if you have a home, right, that you're not using, you're leveraging an underutilized asset. Our time is one of our biggest commodities that we have. And so if we give people and equip people how to leverage underutilized time in blocks of 15 minutes, in blocks of 30 minutes, and we can show them how they can monetize those underutilized blocks of time, wow, you talk about a total game changer. And so I really, really love that you've shared that, Tammy. So in closing, like, what would be one of the things, if somebody were listening new today, what would you share with them?
So I would tell them, you just want to get out of your own way, keep it fun, keep it simple, keep it magical, plug into this training, because whether you use it or not for a business, it's going to change your life, because it's not only going to affect your it's going to change how you look at business. It's going to change your relationships. It's going to change everything, because you're taking yourself to a higher level. You're holding yourself accountable differently than you've ever done it before, because you're stopping with all of the hurdles, and you're stopping with the speed bumps, and you're just really you've got to get out of your own way, unlearn everything that you've already known and dial into what we're learning here, because that's really the game changer for me. So I can't thank you enough for that.
Love it. Love it. Well, thank you so much for being here, Tammy. That was awesome. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Can I share one more thing?
Absolutely.
So I was it was on Instagram, I think, earlier today. I saw something that I just thought would be very helpful. And it said, if you lost all your customers today and you only had one customer left, and the only way that you could grow your business was getting that customer to refer your business, what would you change about that product or customer experience to make that happen? So it's about the products it's really about the experiences. So with anything, like even with the book club and stuff, this is an experience for me. This is changing my life. So you really want people to have some kind of experience, and we can all do that easily just by talking.
Love it. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Tammy.
Thank you.
Okay. So guys, whenever she was talking about this thing of unlearning, I love that, because and I think we've shared this before in, inside the academy, but if those of you who are into karate and the martial arts, you probably have heard the name Bruce Lee. And Bruce Lee is infamous in the martial arts world as a coach and how amazing that he was. But whenever people went to go learn and train with him, one of the things that he started out into the training process is like, he said, show me your stuff, right? Show me what you can do. And in that process, so they're thinking they're going to show off and show them all the, how amazing they were. And what he was doing is that he wanted to see where they were so he could unteach the bad habits that they had built or created through their process of learning martial arts. And so I kind of think like Larry and I are a lot like Bruce Lee. It's really kind of stripping back everything, unlearning some bad habits, replacing them with new habits, replacing them, to Tammy's point, the fun, simple, magical aspect of it. So you're equipped. It's not about training. It's really about equipping you, because this does come a part of like who you are, your DNA, your personality, whenever you understand the psychology of all the stuff that we're sharing here. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's go to our next guest here. And we have Miss Naomi.
Hi, Taylor. Thank you for having me.
From Ireland. Here we go. And I just have to share this because for those of you who don't know, my maiden name is McDonald.
Oh.
So I am Irish. There you go. Just thought I would share that. So how are you today, Naomi?
I'm good. So for everyone, hi, how are you doing? Thanks for having me on. My name is Naomi. I'm a mom of 4, and I'm a dog groomer and network marketer. So I started my journey, I guess, into this world almost 3 years ago. I had 3 kids at the time. I also run my own grooming business. I was up the walls, manic, trying to be mom all the time, and having au pairs and working and like babies in buggies with nets over them while I was working. It was just bonkers. And I came across these products for energy. It was great. Any help I could get. I survived on coffee and steam, basically. And so started on these products, and it was a friend of mine who introduced me to them, and she's a busy mom as well. And she said, would you have a look at the business? I was like, Jesus, I haven't time to draw my breath. I really really don't. And she said, oh, don't worry. And I said, here, look, come on. Let's, why not? I've never looked back.
Last words, right?
It totally works. I mean, it was just, everything kind of slotted into place. I had no expectations, none, absolutely none. Had no idea what I was doing. Ranked up a good bit really fast. Did really, really well, really, really quickly. No idea how I did it. And then reached a level where I was like, how did I do that? I don't know how I did that. I don't even understand how this happened and how that happened. And so I had a 4th baby in the middle of that. And so I'm busy. But I love it because of the pockets of time. This is how I manage. It's how I function. And because of year training, the habits equaling the income, that has been huge for me, because I would say I'd do it, and then I'd be like, kind of wrecked, kind of a bit tired. I've groomed so many dogs today, and I've this and that and this, and parent teacher meeting, just mom stuff. Just there's a dinner, or someone didn't like a dinner, you have to make another dinner, and just life.
Yeah.
But now I kind of take a step back and go, okay, but hang on a second, who's going to pay me? Would I pay me if I had to go out the door and leave my family home to do my work? Then I get paid, but I don't. I can just, like, I'm hiding in the office right now with the door locked. But that's what I do.
Right, the life of a mom.
I hide. I was almost in a wardrobe one morning for our book club, trying to hide. So so I could write my gratitudes. Like, you know, you can do it. You just have to make it a habit. Make it
Desire.
Yes, I want it. So I mean, like, I'm still at home, and I've been able to bring my grooming business to part-time hours. It's more controlled. I'm at home most of the time. The kids have been off all week now because there was COVID in their school, which is like a pain in the butt, really. But they're safe, and we're all safe, and nobody got ill. But I was able to stay home. I'm still working. I moved my dogs till next week, and that's fine. But I worked every single day this week, in pockets of my time, obviously. And today on our power hour, I was covered in glitter. There was glitter, like, so I had my laptop here, and there was glitter and fancy paper and pom-poms, all sorts all around me. But I did it, and it's doable, and you can fit it around family time. So if you're a busy mom, you do have time. You think you don't, you really, really do.
So
if you want it, you have time.
So that's such a true story. I mean, like, you know, what you're sharing is, you know, I love your story because it truly is the famous last words, because, you know, most people are here with life, you know, as moms, especially because we wear so many hats, we do so many things, we're so many things to so many different people, you know, and sometimes, you know, people coming in, you want a business, you're like, oh my gosh, I have no time to do anything else, right? So, but first of all, I love the fact that the person asked, right? Because it's always a no unless you ask for somebody to take a look. Don't make the assumptive role, because they very easily could have made that decision and took that decision away from you. But the fact that they didn't, you know, kudos to them, because that was a life-changing moment. And here's the thing, so many of us, and you just said it, you know, we do have life, we do have roles, we do have, you know, kids and meetings and school and, you know, art projects and crafts or whatever. But is whenever you see, and it really does come down to, because as I always say this, what's easy to do is easy not to do, right? It would be so easy to let yourself off the hook and say, you know, I'm not, you know, they'll understand. But whenever your mindset your desire, you know, you said it. Okay.
You got to see the bigger picture.
If your eyes are on the prize, so to speak, whatever that prize may be, then it's easier to employ yourself. It's easier to say, okay, no, I got to do another habit. I've got to do my job description because this is where I'm going. Yeah. So I love that. So, so tell us, like, what is the, you know, how long have you been using the ABC? We'll say the ABC approach.
So, since March, I think I joined the academy, March or April. I have had the book since last January. It was Mary Penrose. It's like, just get it. And I was like, the Millionaire training? I was like, seriously? Thought it was like so out of my league. I was like, oh, I'm a bit, no. And Mary's like, I'm telling you, it is amazing. And then one of the other girls on the team, Anita, she was like, it's brilliant. So I went away and I ordered it and I read it and I was like, oh my God, this is brilliant. Oh, wow, loved it. But then what I found not difficult, but how to implement it into life, how to make it real life for me. Because I read it and I was like, oh my God, this is so ordinary. This is brilliant. But Tammy kind of nailed it a while ago. I had to unlearn stuff.
Yes.
Fluff. I had to, because I was like, but you can't just do that. You can't just say, like, you know, approach it like this.
Yeah.
So that has taken me quite a long time. And the deep dives helped. But I think what has helped more is we have started our own book club at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we read the book. I think we read it 5 times, like back to back.
Wow.
Now, and when I'm grooming, I stick on my headphones and I listen to my pillars. I listen to any of the bonus tracks. I listen to it all. But it's taken me, I'd say it's only this month properly to get it. I always loved it and I found it brilliant. And, some of my team would be like, you're always talking about it. Because, I have one particular girl, Marie, she's an absolute darling. Marie plays golf and she does yoga. And somebody asked her about something and she was like, oh, I just couldn't say it. I was like, if they asked you where you got your shoes, you would tell them. I was like, why couldn't you just say it? And she was like, oh, no. I was like, right. So I think it was after that, I was like, it's just talking to people. And there's a saying, folk are folk. So, they're just people.
Yes.
But, it's easy to hide behind social media and, do your messages, which is important and absolutely, but you still have to make it's still people. They're not just,
It's interesting because it's kind of like what Tammy said. It's like really getting out of your own way. And it's like sometimes whenever we get into business or we do network marketing, we like turn into a different person.
Yeah.
It's like everything becomes like in a transaction in your mind because you start getting in your own way going, oh, I can't say that because they'll think I'm trying to make money off of them or, yeah.
Yeah.
And so the focus, right? The focus is wrong, because you're making it about you and not about the person you're sharing with. And so I love the fact that you connected those dots. It's just like talking about your shoes. And so many times I think people don't take the time to really metabolize, to your point. They read it and they're like, oh, that's nice. But then, okay, it's no different. I use this example of like, food on the shelf, food on the table, or food in your belly, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you can have food on your shelf, but it doesn't do you any good unless you put it on the table, cook it, right? But if you don't eat it, and so it's really figuring it out, like, how am I going to apply this? How would that work? What would that look like? And so it takes practice.
It takes practice to unfluff also, because when you're reading it and you're like, oh, that is amazing. Of course. And you have like, yes. And then you come to your real life, we'll say, and you're kind of going, oh, I don't know. Oh, I'm not sure. But now I'm like, now I just do it. Now I have it all. I'm not going to say I have it nailed because I really, really, really don't. But
everybody else says everybody's over here going, they love what you're going to have to go. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, maybe then she said blah, 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 and they love you over here. I use your words. I love those words. Unfluff. Right? Yeah. Unfluff, and it's so true. It's so true because we think, oh, it can't be that simple. It just can't be that simple. And so we've built everything. Everybody's built everything up so big, that it's this insurmountable hurdle to overcome instead of just being really real with people and being authentic. I call it, Larry and I, we call it ATV, right? Authentic, transparent, vulnerable. And now we're unfluffing.
Yes. Just made it up. Throw it in there.
I love it.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you would want to share? Like if somebody were listening, this may be their first time on. Is there something that you would encourage them or share with them or give them any kind of words of wisdom from your perspective?
I would say get the book, read it, obviously join the academy. But if you're starting it out in network marketing, I'm going to use this word again. There's so much fluff and noise that make it seem complicated and not duplicatable. Like they're fun. I do the reels. They're great fun. I have a 5-year-old who is like, she's my director and she's like, no, mommy, no. I don't like that song. You did that wrong. So, but it's for fun. I'm not spending a whole day sweating going, oh my God, I have to get this done because I already have my work done. My DMO is done. The reels are fun. The reels aren't going to they're not your business, or I don't know how to say it properly because I'm fluffing now.
It's just
fluffing with my faff. But read the book, metabolize it. It does take a while, but go here first. Make this your go-to first rather than doing all the shiny object stuff and then going, oh, I'm overwhelmed, I can't do it, and stopping.
Yes.
So there is an easier way. Don't be so hard on yourself. Get out of your own way, get out of your own head, which is huge. But it does help with business. It helps with day-to-day living. As I said, I now implement it into my life rather than going, oh, this is just for work, because that
Yeah.
doesn't work either. It's your life. This is what I do. So
So what? So tell me, like, how's that increased your business? Have you what kind of increase have you seen in your business?
I'm terrible at sums, but I have a very good paycheck. I couldn't tell you in percentages or anything like that. I have a new car for the first time in my life ever. It's not sexy. It's a bus. I've got 4 kids. There's 4 car seats in there. There's nothing sexy about it, but it's a great van. We go everywhere. We're on the beach. We're walking, and it's new and it's mine. And this is, I never had a new car before, and I'm paying away for it no problem without any. Before, I wouldn't even have thought about that. It would have been like, everyone is just, our last car, if we had another kid, we would have had to put it in the boot. I was like, oh my God, this is terrible.
Wow. That's such a great story. I love that. I love that. Congratulations.
And it's with ease, and it's nice, and it's our fun. We call it the fun bus. We go traveling all the time. We can all go. Everyone is comfortable. If my parents come along, they can fit in it too. Everyone can come. So that's one of the, obviously there's loads of other benefits. We have savings. But the fun bus would be my biggest one as a mom of multiples and working all the time, and having new stuff. Nobody has new stuff, especially new cars. So that would be my biggest one from this, and that there's never been an issue with I've never been going, oh my God, why did I do this? I find something here or something in the pillars or something to kind of go, oh yeah, that's okay. Yes. Just take a step back and do your work. I don't have to leave my house.
Nice. It's such a powerful story. How many moms out there, you don't think about having enough seats in your vehicle until you don't have enough seats in your vehicle. That's a problem, right? So I love the fact that this business has solved a problem, a huge problem.
Yeah.
And most moms out there would love to be able to have that extra money, the fun money for new things, for I mean, such a great story. Thank you so much. Thank you
for having me on.
Thank you for being here. So we appreciate that. You guys give Tammy and Naomi some big love. Give them a big shout out and tell them how much you love and appreciate them for being on here today. So, guys, listen, as you heard today through these stories, you think about there is simplicity is a strategy. We talk about this in the academy. Simplicity is a strategy. You can see everything that we do is based on fun, simple, magical. It really is. No matter if you've been around for a while or you're just getting started, the reality is that everybody needs to be equipped with concepts. Everybody needs to be equipped with these skills. I call them the briefcase of skills. And so your habits. So, I talked about this, your thoughts become your words, become your actions, right? Become your habits, become your character, becomes your destiny. And that's what this is all about. So, that's it for me today. I hope that you all got some amazing value for being here at our book club, the Millionaire Training Book Club. If you have not had a chance to join our academy, you can go to wealthbuilding.pro and join our academy there and get started with us. And deep dives are there, are recordings that we did. We go live 6 hours of training every single month. You have the 6 pillars there, which is equipping you to not what you say, but why you say it, which is a really, really big concept, and applying it in the way that these ladies have, and really going out and changing not only their business, but other people's business at the same time. So I love them. I thank you. We have a community here that we collaborate together and help each other. And I love our wealth building community. So that's it for me today. I hope you have a blessed, amazing weekend. And I'm going to speak on behalf of me and Larry here at the LT Academy. We're here to help you grow you so you can grow your team, so you can grow your check, so you can grow your company. So that's it for me, Taylor Thompson, signing off now. Bye, guys.